Well, to begin with, she's way too thin.
Oh, a stick.
Oh, it's awful looking.
Oh, yeah.
It's
She's like-
unattractive.
She's like walking bones.
Yes,
Yeah.
like a little skeleton. Yeah.
And that nose.
Oh.
You know, it looks like it's clay and somebody just sort of pinched it.
It's like sharp, like it would hurt you if you touched it. Yeah,
But
yeah,
the worst, I think, is that eye.
Oh,
That
it's-
bloodshot eye.
Yeah, it's tired. It's kind of like weepy almost. Yeah.
You know, she looks sick to me.
She looks, that's perfect. She looks very,
If I
very
saw her, I
sick.
would
The
say that's a
problem
sick-
with
She's a
Michelle
sick woman.
Pfeiffer will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the following episode of Almost Live. It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister. And before we begin tonight, here's the Almost Live 20-second stock market report with Cecil Blowcheese.
Hi.
From the investment firm of Willoughby Jenkins, Farndark & Koo.
And blow cheese. Yeah.
How does the dollar look, Cecil?
It looks okay. Doesn't look as good as a $10 or a $20 bill, but it looks okay.
And how about the market?
Safeway has green beans at 39 cents a can.
That's good.
Limit 3.
How's the air balloon market doing?
Up.
Duck feathers?
Down.
Insect repellent.
Off.
Thanks, Cecil.
Okay.
And now, here he is.
John.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well. I guess tomorrow's going to be the end of the football season for this year. That's it. It's all over tomorrow. Of course, in Seattle. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, great. Some people happy about it. Of course, in Seattle, we were a lot happier a lot earlier because it ended a little earlier. About a year ago, I think it ended. But actually, if you notice, there was still a lot of football news in the local papers this week. A lot of people were wondering who pays the extra $100,000 that the Huskies coach Don James gets every year. Who pays it? The president of the university said Don James should reveal where the money comes from or stop taking it. So he did, and it turns out that Coach James has a lot of side deals. There's a local hat maker, you probably read this, who pays him $1,000 every time he wears one of their hats on TV. And I guess he's also been doing some weekend deliveries for Domino's, which I thought was interesting. He mows lawns in Laurelhurst. And he calls bingo up at the Tulalip Casino, which I thought was very interesting. This is no big deal, really. The thing is, lots of prominent local people have outside income. It's done all the time. For example, the band Nirvana gets $1,000 every concert from Milam Recovery Centers. Governor Lowry, he's bringing in some money. $450 from Value Village. I'm going to $450. Bill Gates, he gets $250 million every time he turns around. King sportscaster Drew Soicher gets $300 from Seiko for every second he takes to say his first name. Drew Soicher. That'd be about 2,000 bucks for that there? All right. Benoit Benjamin, he gets $500 per game by the manufacturers of Sonic's warm-up gear. Finally, Dan Lewis gets $1,000 a month from the Shane Company for allowing them to use his hair to test the hardness of diamonds. Anyway, tomorrow is the big day. It's time for the ritual of the Super Bowl party. And this has always been a tough time of year for those people who just don't know how to give a party. But now there's help. Take a look. All alone on Super Bowl Sunday? Then you need the Superbowl Simulator. It puts a party in your living room, just like the real thing. Here's your friend, the gambler.
This is going to be great. I'm going to make a killing. I'm going to make a bundle on this game. Hey, buddy, have a beer.
How's that for realism? Here's your neglected wife.
You know, this was supposed to be our day.
And your slob buddies who just show up for the food and then trash your house.
Any more beer? Drop some in your fridge. Some more beer. Some more beer. Well, send him to get the girl. Yeah, she needs more beer.
The second half is even more realistic.
What are they doing? Oh, God. Come on. No, you can't do this to me. I spent too much money on this thing. Oh, God. No, 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 no. Hey, we got a game on, okay? Can't you see that?
I live
We're
here
watching
too,
the
but
game.
you
It's
made
only the
you
Super
king
Bowl.
here.
Hey!
Come on.
While your friends are yelling at your wife. She'll be mad for a month. End of the game, but the party's still going.
I can't believe I bet on you guys. Why am I so damn stupid? You guys are the worst piece of crap I've ever seen in my life. Go! Go!
Oh, man, I don't feel so good.
Superbowl Simulator. Now that's a party! All right, we've got an above-average show for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Ballard Computer in Seattle, Kirkland, and now open in Tacoma.
And now, preppy character in literature or San Francisco 49ers lineman, Holden Caulfield, Harris Barton, Tad Allagash, Pierce Holt.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hate me because I'm having sex with your husband.
Hate me because I'm having sex with your husband. Available at stores everywhere. It's time for Frat Chat, the show about fraternities and sororities and all the cool stuff they're doing these days. Here's your host, Jason Ryder.
Hey, welcome again to Frat Chat. Now, frats have been getting some bad press lately, so before we get started, I want to clear up two little situations that occurred over the weekend. In one instance, a fraternity member urinated off of a balcony onto a group of partiers below. Now, I've spoken with members of that frat, and they say, unfortunately, the bathroom was out of order that night. And let's be honest, it could have been worse. Also, another fraternity has been taking some heat for making a pledge member have sex with a sheep. Granted, that sort of thing doesn't appeal to everyone, but this particular pledge member was from Ellensburg. Now, I know what's going to happen. These isolated incidents will be brought up every time someone mentions a fraternity or sorority. But what people fail to mention are all the good things the Greek system does for the community. The Theta Delts are just one example. They've established a 4-year scholarship for girls in financial need who have big breasts. I believe we have a question from our audience. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, I was walking on Greek Row last night, and, well, next thing I know, I wake up with this beer can stuck in my head. I don't think that's right.
Did you get a transfusion?
Yeah, 3 pints of blood.
Well, there you go. If the fraternities and sororities hadn't held the Pan-Hellenic blood drive, you might not be alive today. So don't be so quick to criticize. But that's typical of the non-Greek community. Because of a few bad apples, people assume that whenever something goes wrong, frats or sororities are automatically involved. What they don't understand is that the Greek system is taking the lead in dealing with issues of the 90s, particularly where drinking is concerned. In fact, many houses are starting to hold alcohol-free parties. Now, here with some information on that is one of our campus sorority sisters, Shelley.
Thanks, Jason. Hi, I'm Shelley. You know, Greek life is fun, 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 but it should also be safe. And that's why I support alcohol-free parties. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Shelley, how can I have fun at an alcohol-free party? It's simple. You get hammered before you go. Okay, so you drink in your room. I mean, I do it all the time. Or you scam some fake ID and hit Goldies on 45th, whatever. The point is, get faced. Okay, now, you're probably wondering how much you should drink before you go. Well, that depends on the type of party you're going to. For example, if it's a make-out with a bunch of people you don't know party, you need to slam about 6 beers, 8 if you're drinking Coors Light. If it's throwing up is part of the fun party, mix up your liquor and drink like 6 beers plus 4 shots of tequila. That should do it. And if it's your spring formal, try drinking a whole lot of Baileys. It goes down easy and is oh so yummy. And finally, if it's a party with lots of freshmen or computer science majors, just chug a whole bottle of Everclear. Of course, you know, with this much alcohol in your system, you will be legally drunk. So please don't drive, because that would be breaking the law. So have fun, and I'll see you in rehab.
Okay. Thanks, Shelley. Thank you. Very good. We'll see you at the Mega Nooner Keg next Friday. Now, another thing people always say about fraternities is that they don't prepare members adequately for the real world. Well, here to rebut that charge is a famous alumnus of the Greek system, Senator Robert Hartwood.
Thank you. Thank you very much, young man. Well, I was a member of Delta Chi fraternity during my days at the University of Oregon. And let me tell you something, the skills I learned in my 3 years there were a great help to me in my distinguished career as a senator. Stealing tests and helping brothers to cheat on exams laid the groundwork for later manipulations of federal and state funds. And what better learning place than a frat party to prepare for the harassment and fondling of female staff members? Not to mention the abuse of alcohol that goes on in the Senate. So I say yes to fraternities. In fact, without them, where would we get the white upper middle class men to run this country?
Okay, thanks, Senator. Well, that's about all the time we have this week. I hope we provided you with some new insights into the Greek system. Join us next time for our spring break show where we raise money for the homeless with a wet t-shirt contest. Good night.
Studio amplification for Almost Live provided by American Music.
And now, Austrian tennis player or type of spice, tarragon, mustard, scorf, fennel.
Hello, Bugsy.
Well, Lieutenant, I was wondering when you might show up here.
All right, cut the small talk. What do you want?
Why don't you join me here, Lieutenant?
All right, now the word is you've got some big news. I don't have all day, so let's get started.
Set that down for him. You like coffee, don't you?
Yeah, but too much makes me edgy.
How would you like all the good taste of coffee without all the caffeine?
You're saying I could get the taste I love on the one hand, and yet it's decaffeinated? I'm afraid that kind of exciting news sounds just too good to be true.
Well, why don't you just take yourself a little sippy poo there and see what you think?
Oh, yeah. That is really good. I owe you an apology. I didn't believe it was possible to get that rich flavor. Real coffee taste in a decaffeinated brew.
Oh, forget it. People are always surprised.
I sure was.
So you, look like you also enjoy creamy butter.
I love it.
Do you? Look, what are you driving at? Only that's not real butter. What? Oleomargarine, cholesterol-free. All right, that's just about it. No, I'm serious. I can't believe that's not butter. You know, my hair's not real either. No toupee could look that good. That's because I'm not wearing a toupee. I got hair plugs. It's horsehair. Oh, sure. Not real horsehair, though. Mm-hmm. That's not a real hat. Right.
Good evening, and welcome to the John Report. I'm John, here's my report. Mormon church-owned Cairo TV has taken the show Picket Fences off the air, citing violence, as well as a Mormon character who still says that the church believes in polygamy. A Cairo official says the show really offended him, as well as his 3 wives. Northwest Trek plans to shoot 35 deer in their public park because of overpopulation. Visitors will be able to watch the hunt from the brand new Bambi tram. Former Vice President Dan Quayle has sold his memoirs for $1 million. It's believed to be the largest sum of money ever paid for a coloring book. 4 Portland Trailblazers had a sex party in Utah with 2 young girls. The activity didn't surprise NBA analysts, who commented that the Blazers' game plan has always involved taking advantage of a 2-on-1 situation. The girls, oh yes, I know. The girls who consented to the sex said it was fun at first, but typically the Blazers got tired in the late going. The arson task force says their likely suspect is a white male, about 6 feet tall, 30 to 40 years old, and of average intelligence. Investigators say they would like to talk to all the junior high PE teachers in the area. Senator Bob Packwood issued a statement Tuesday saying he won't resign even if the majority of voters want him to. Following his announcement, the Oregon senator roared loudly, beat his chest, and peeled a banana with one hand. The author of the book Words of Wisdom of a Sidewalk Sage stood in front of Elliott Bay Books in Pioneer Square, where she answered philosophical questions and gave worldly advice to passers-by. The most frequently given advice of the day was, "There's a policeman approaching. I think you'd better zip up." Finally, a sales seminar at the Washington State Convention Center caused a huge traffic jam on I-5. It turns out the seminar was for the Hair Club for Men, and all those people on the freeway stopped because they thought everyone was looking down on the tops of their heads. This has been the John Report. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
I got a little change in my pocket, going jingle bang, won't call you on the telephone, baby. I'll give you a ring. He said, don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself.
And now, Eastern Oregon town, or way to prevent disease, bleach, spray, pill, condom.
May I help you?
Yeah, how about a pack of Marlboros and some matches? And, ooh, that.
The condom? Condom?
No, I don't know what's that. No, just the cigarettes, please. I don't know why that's there.
Well, perhaps it's because that's all we sell here are condoms. Ah. That's why we're called Condom City.
Oh. Yeah, okay, then how about a loaf of bread would be good. And,
Listen. There is no need to be embarrassed here. This is a condom store. I am a condom salesperson. That's why I wear the condom hat. All the people around you here, see, are here to buy condoms. So can we cut the charade and get on with it? We have lots of brands to choose from. Perhaps for you, Beyond Sevens, maybe? How about some Rough Riders, perhaps? Or maybe Man to Man?
Ooh, you know, how about a pack of gum? Some spearmint gum and that. Okay, look, I'll tell you what, why don't you just give me all the money in the register, okay? And,
I'm sorry, you're coming downtown with me.
Officer.
What?
He was robbing me, but he was also trying to buy a condom without admitting
that
it.
part, that is not true. I was trying to buy some gum, not that.
He's turning red just talking about it.
I am turning red because I'm sensitive to the cold, okay? Not because I was, no, I was not trying to buy,
condom.
Gum.
Condom.
Gum.
Mr. Nervous Customer was married shortly thereafter and now has 12 children. Mr. Condom Clerk is now Vice President of Microsoft, but still wears the hat on special occasions. Officer Roger Anderson injured his head in a motorcycle accident and now writes the Seen Heard Said column for the Seattle Times.
Okay, well, that brings us to a close of another episode of Almost Live, and we would love for you at home to come and join us. And if you'd like to, call this number with all those fives there, because this is the Big 5, Channel 5, the same channel which you can see the Super Bowl on tomorrow. Thank you once again for inviting us, that is, into your home, because they're so much nicer than ours. So thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye. No, keep going.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, featuring traditional and gourmet pizza by the slice. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.